What's up, guys? Welcome back to Spoiling Movies. My name is Chris, and I'm going to talk all about a movie that I just watched recently and tell you everything that happens that was interesting to me, anything funny or quirky. My buddy Charles let me borrow his copy of Rawhead Rex, which is this 1982 weird monster movie horror flick that takes place in Ireland. The first shots that you see of the movie are in the rolling hills, the Irish hills, the rolling Irish hills, and it's a beautiful landscape. It's a beautiful thing. I don't really know how to do an Irish accent, but that's what you're gonna get, Sonny Jim. A guy shows up in town and starts taking pictures at a church. Meanwhile, these three guys are trying to use a tractor to pull a large pillar out of the ground or knock it over or something. Two of the guys leave. A storm rolls in. So while the new guy in town is messing around at a local church taking pictures, the last guy that was left at this job site is still like he's trying to pry the pillar thing up or out or down or something. And it it causes some big shit to happen, and fucking lightning comes down and like shocks the pillar and shocks the guy, and he falls down. And it's like, and then Rawhead Rex comes out of the ground. He comes out of the dirt, and he's like, and he looks pretty cool. He looks like right now he's covered in dirt, but he looks like a predator monkey hybrid. The guys that are left in the church are always messing around with the stained glass window, and it's got like these like red laser beam eyes coming from the devil creature. And the weird priest guy that's hanging around there, I noticed he doesn't have one of those little white square neck pieces. I don't know what that symbolizes or if that's, what that actually means, but I don't think he's like a real priest or something there. But that priest guy touches the like altar table or something, and it like glows red. It's right in the middle of the table. He touches it and it glows, and then he has visions. He has visions from the perception of a creature, of something. And crazy preacher laughs. Ha 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 ha. Then we see a family, and I think it's one of the guys that was working at the construction site. His pregnant wife is cooking dinner, and she notices out the window that the barn door is unlocked, and he's like, I definitely locked it. And so he goes out to investigate. He's like, I know you're in there. And then, and you start getting better looks at Rawhead, at good old Rexy. He looks silly and amazing. It's such like an old school mask, and he's like got like glowy eyes. It's fucking glowy eyes, McMonkey face. So the monster Rex gets into the place. The pregnant woman is running. She runs upstairs to hide from him. But it's super funny. It's like what those old school monster movies where like the character would just be breaking stuff just to prove that he's a bad guy. He just lifts up table, knocking stuff off a shelf. I don't like you. Rawhead Rex breaks into the room where the woman is hiding, and he sees that she's pregnant, and he's got like retractable claws that come out, and he's about to like reach like into her belly, but then he kind of stops. He hesitates. One of the priest guys from earlier mentioned something about a fertility ritual. That guy is researching like the weird lore about the fertility rituals that may have taken place where the church is. So maybe that has something to do with the baby also, like it doesn't want to hurt the baby or something. And then some cops show up, or some investigators, and they find the lady, and she's acting freaky. She's like, oh no! She's acting really weird. So they take her away. These are good cops, because one of them asks the other guy, did you find anything? I don't think so, but I could check. And then the guy walks away. Well, it's probably not important anyway. Some random people are making out in a trailer with a small child who's playing with toys. They try to get the little kid to go somewhere else so they can keep making out. And he's like, no. And so they go outside. The kid leaves the trailer and goes looking for those moron makeout people for some reason. So he walks out into the woods, because that's where they went. But instead he finds Rawhead Rex, and he's eating the dangling man. For some reason, he went to the effort of dangling the man from a rope from a tree so that he could, like, eat his face or neck or something. He's got, like, a long face. Like a huge cheek. Kinda, like, from the front, he kinda looks like an ape. But, like, in the back, he's got this crazy, like, mullet thing. The makeout couple gets found by the monster, and he does, like, a thing, and then it quick cuts. And the lady's running through the forest. She gets to some other trailer park folk. they like ask her like, what's going on? What's all this stuff? And she's like, I don't know, maybe my boyfriend can tell you. And like turns around and he's not there. And then she realizes she's still holding his severed hand because the monster had cut it off. How do you not realize the person is not behind you anymore? So far there's been a couple of times when you hear Rawhead Rex howling in the distance, but it's barely a howl. It's more like, "Rah! Rah!" Carrying around the severed head of one of his victims. And I was like, so what? So what? What are you doing here? What's your purpose? The writer guy goes to the police, and of course they don't believe him about the monster in the woods. One of the kids that saw the creature draws a picture and gives it to the cops. Well, I guess we should do something. Like now they need to do something. Now that they see a drawing of a creature. The writer guy and his family are driving out of town to get out of there, and the little girl in the back seat needs to pee, so they pull over, and she goes back behind a bush. And then she screams, so the dad's like, and he runs over, finds that there is a dead rabbit. She was screaming because there was a dead rabbit over there. But at the same time, Rawhead Rex shows up at the car, and the little boy is still in the car, and Rawhead Rex gets in the front seat for some reason, and then like kind of, and I guess the monster ate the little boy. It's like you see some his bloody comics that he was reading in the back seat of the car, and one of his shoes is on top of the comics, and they're all covered in blood. Then they show the cops again, and there's another drawing from another child. Another bad drawing of the monster from another child, and the cops are like, we need to do something about this. They say, it's the same as the other child's drawing. What? I guess this is legit. We should check this out. It's very serious if two children drew the same picture of some monster. The writer guy goes back and notices that there has been a switched panel. You know how there's like little panels in stained glass? One of those was switched out, and he sees it in the church on a different image. The writer guy's like, this wasn't always a church of churchness. It used to be a church of Satan. Another Irish family is chilling in their trailer, and the old man is drinking his beer, and the whole trailer gets rocked by the monster, by good old Rawhead Rex Ralph. The old man is an old-fashioned Irish drinker. He's not spilling that beer. Rex kind of looks like a long-headed Vigo the Carpathian from Ghostbusters 2. Like, as far as the clothing and the facial structure. One of the girls that's talking to the people in the trailer gets her clothes torn off by Rawhead Rex in a very silly scene, and then she gets pulled out a window. So there's your gratuitous tits. And then there's this big explosion, because one of the guys was possessed or something, and he, dripped some gasoline, and he was able to blow everybody up. And then, Rawhead Rex is just, carrying around a head or a body piece wherever he goes. So I think that's just something he likes. It's like a security blanket. Rex finds the evil priest guy that doesn't have the little thing, and the guy's like, he's bowing to him, yo, you are my god, what do you want of me? And Rawhead Rex just starts peeing on him. He's peeing on the priest guy well, this is what you get. Welcome to the crew. I feel like maybe it's like a dog marking his territory or something. Bad Rex. Secondary future police show up, and they've got, these big helmets that look like futuristic helmets. Not even the thing you would expect people to wear. I guess this is the Demon Patrol. Part of the Rawhead Rex costume is that his pectorals and abdominal area are torn in just such a way so you get to see his mighty pectorals. Rawhead Rex brings the guy that he killed in the church's body out, and he's got it up above his head, and the other bad priest guy lights another fire so an explosion goes off, so they're all burning. And I didn't expect it. I thought Rawhead Rex was going to do something interesting, but I guess it was a sacrifice. Here's somebody burn this for me. This is such a lame monster. He just stands there and watches while the other guy burns the body. You see the back of him just standing there and watching. It's you are a lame monster, sir. Get on your game. The evil priest guy has been burned in his own blast or whatever, and it's just a terrible death scene. I can't even hear what he says while he's dying. Writer guy grabs a burning Bible and smacks it into the dude's face, and just underneath that altar, the cloth of the altar where the guys were burning their hands, the writer guy finds a box that's got a light in it, and he's like, oh, he opens it. And I thought maybe there was going to be like a sword, like this is the thing that can vanquish the beast. But instead it's like a rock. It's like a weird little bowling pin shaped rock thing. I was like, that's probably like a fertility object. Discount Bruce Campbell cemetery scene, priest's neck scene, his long nails are lame again. And then the whorish wife shows up with her fertility, with the fertility rock, and starts going pew pew, like it glows, and there's like energy swirling around all over the place, and it's going after the monster, and he's like, he's swiping left. Another image of a woman kind of appears above and around the wife character while she's holding the stone, and it's like, female fertilization powers activate. And then Rawhead Rex falls into an open grave. And then like a second later, one of the little boys is at a cemetery paying his respects, and you see Rawhead Rex's head come out of the dirt again. End of movie. This movie was terrible, but I love it so much. It's so quaint, it's so fun, it's so old school and silly that you can just kind of enjoy, because it's like an old, bad, one-off, goofy horror thing. And I thought it was great. This is definitely a movie for people that know old school bad movies. Schlocky, sticky stuff. Anyway, I thought it was cool. Maybe you guys watch it, maybe not. I don't think it really matters. It was fun though. I enjoyed it. So, thanks for watching, guys. Peace out.